Hello, it's Razak from DataClear. Welcome to the walkthrough video of my blended Search Console and Google Ads local studio template. This dashboard blends Google Search Console and Google Ads data together to give you a complete view of paid and organic performance. Anywhere you see GSC after any metrics on this dashboard, it means that metric belongs to Google Search Console. GS means Google Search Console. And anywhere you see ads in front of any metric, it means that metric belongs to Google Ads. So as you can see, the first four key metrics here, they are being pulled from Google Search Console data, and the rest are being pulled from Google Ads, impression, clicks, CTR, conversion rate, CPC, total conversion value, or revenue. And then you can see the aggregated value here for the selected date range, and then you can see they are comparing to the previous period. So the next section of this dashboard is the trend section, where you see the daily breakdown of each of the key metric that we saw above, and then comparison to the previous period. You are not seeing comparison to the previous period because the website whose Google Search Console data I used to develop to design this template does not have previous 61 days, does not have data from the previous 61 days of the selected date range here. But if I'm to select the last 28 days from the date selector here, you can I that's it. So you can see comparison to the previous period. But I'm using the default selected date range so we can see data from Google Ads. So if I click reset, it will go to the default settings. So and then the default metric here is impression from Google Search Console. If you click on the optional metric icon here, you can change the metric whose daily breakdown or daily performance you want to see. You can also combine multiple metrics together. So not just the default one, you can always switch and select the one that you want to see or analyze by. And the last section of this dashboard is the page performance table. This is where here we are breaking down the key metrics by landing page, so we can see paid and organic performance for each pages. Some pages will not have both, so the only pages that we have, the only landing pages that we have both organic and the page performance metrics are the one that are ranking on Google search, and at the same time you have run Google ads on those pages. So for this particular website, this is the only URL or the landing page where I have run Google ads on, and they're also ranking on, and it's also ranking on Google search. So as you can see here, and as you can see, this table is comparing to the previous period. So again, anywhere you see this icon on this dashboard, it means optional metric. You can click on it, and then you can switch out the default metric that you're seeing on the table here, or you can add much more metrics to the table for better and more deeper analysis. So I will go to the next page now, which is the query analysis page. This page has two sections. As you can see, query performance GSC and query performance Google Ads. The table in its entirety, including the filter, we have normal filter here, we have advanced filter here for each of the query, and the same thing here. The table is more or less the same thing, but with one key difference. The query dimension here, the primary query dimension here is from Google Search Console, while the primary query dimension here is from Google Ads. So why do I set it up that way? Well, there are some queries that you're ranking for on Google Ads, that you're ranking for on organic search, on Google organic search, that you are also showing up for on Google Ads. So when those query match, you can see performance by paid and organic and paid on both of this table. However, the primary query here is from Google Search Console. So if there are query that you're showing up for on Google Ads that is not currently ranking on Google search, organic search that your website is not currently ranking for, it won't show up here. So you're only seeing query here that you're currently ranking for. So when they match with query that you're also showing up for on Google Ads, that's when you have both organic and paid performance data for that particular query. The same thing applies here. So if there are search time or query that you're showing up for on Google Ads, which is the default primary query here, that is what you'll be seeing here. So when those query match ones that you're currently ranking for on Google search, then you see performance data for both organic and paid. However, if you are ranking for any particular query that you are currently not showing up for on Google Ads, it will not appear on this table. And like I said, the filter is the same thing. So let's say you want to filter by query that only contain G4. So take note of the number of query here. We have 111. So if you filter by query that only contain G4, you can see you only have 43 of them and has filtered the entire table by query. So that's how to use this advanced filter. You can change it to equals, start with regex, so and in, and then you can just click on this normal filter. Then you can search the query you want to analyze by, or you can select just one of them and it's filtered the table by just those query. And you can just deselect all of the query and select the ones that you want to analyze, and then if you filter the entire table by just the query that you selected, the same thing applies here. The only key difference, again, I will explain, is that the primary query dimension here is from Google Search Console, and the one here is from Google Ads. So any query from Google Ads that you are not currently ranking for, it won't show up here. And any query that you are currently ranking for on Google Search but not showing up for on Google Ads won't appear here. So the next page is the page analysis. This page work exactly the same thing like the previous one, in the sense that the landing page and the query here are from Search Console, and the landing page and query here are from Google Ads. Everything else is the same thing. So what it means is that if this landing page and query, if there are landing page and query that you're showing up for on Google Ads that's currently not ranking on Google search organically, it won't show up here. So you only see landing page and query that you're currently ranking for on Google search organically. So when they match with query that you're showing up for on Google Ads, then you see performance by organic, and then you see performance for organic and the paid metrics. So you can always filter the dashboard by any of the metrics that you want, and then there are optional metric here, just like for the previous page. So you can select more metric that you want to analyze your data by. You can switch out the default one and include the ones that you want. So each of these table, including one, I don't think I mentioned it for the query analysis. It also has optional metrics, so you can switch out the the metrics. And then the same thing applies to this one. The landing page and query here is for Google Ads. So if there are landing page and query that you're currently ranking for organically that you're not showing up for on Google Ads, it won't appear here. You only see by default uh paid performance by paid metrics for this landing page and query. So when they match with query and landing page that you're currently ranking for organically, then you will see both the organic and the paid performance. I hope that is clear. If it's not, please drop a comment and I will I will explain better in a way for you to understand. Just tell me the part that you don't understand. And then that's the use of the filter is basically the same as the previous one, and then the advanced filter here, and then again optional metric, and then comparison to the previous period. And then let's go to the next page, which is the country analysis page. So you can see performance by country. So you can see impression and clicks from Search Console, impression and clicks and conversion from Google Ads, and you can select more metrics here. You can switch out the default one for any one that you want to analyze by. Let's say you're on an e-commerce data in an e-commerce website. You can just switch all conversion on ads to maybe total conversion value, revenue, or conversion rate, or anyone else. So you can just analyze the data based on the kind of type of analysis, the kind of analysis that you want to do. So I'm blending all of the data here together, so there is no segmented by country from Search Console, country from Google Ads. Everything has been blended together. So if there are countries that are on Search Console that are not on Google Ads, or on Google Ads that are not on Search Console, everything will show up here, and you can just see. And then if there are countries on Google side and not on Google Ads, you can see performance for Google side, but you won't see performance for Google Ads. And then the vice versa is true. It's also true. And then the next page is the device analysis page, which is the same thing as the country analysis, but everything has been blended together. So you are seeing performance for both paid and organic for both Google Search Console and then Google Ads. So there's no segmentation by Google Search Console and then Google Ads, because I don't think it's necessary for both country and device. I believe it's necessary for query and page analysis. Allow you to do better and deeper and fast analysis for these two pages and for the kind of analysis you can do with them. But I don't think it's necessary for the last two pages. That's why I blend everything together. And then that's it about this dashboard. I need to mention that the software I'm using to record my screen is not doing justice to the design of this dashboard. So please click the link to demos to see the demo for yourself and see how the where the dashboard actually what the dashboard actually looks like. And then another thing I want to mention is that you can see the data control here for Search Console and then Google Ads. So you can just click on it, select your own website from the drop down menu, and then click on Google Ads, then select the same website for Google Ads, and then this template will be populated by data from your own Search Console and Google Ads. So you can demo this data with your own data. You can demo this dashboard with your own data and see what it looks like and the kind of analysis it can help you do, and the kind of insight you can easily surface with the dashboard. And then if you like what you see, just click on get this template. You want this template, and then click on this link to take it, and it will take you to where you can buy the template. But you can always use it for free. Just input your Search Console and Google Ads data here. But if you're a marketing agency or an e-commerce agency, or work or have multiple clients, you will want to like duplicate this for multiple clients. So you might need to get this template. But if you're just a one person running show, you may not need to actually get it. You can always come here, use the demo, and use it for free. So that's all for this dashboard. If you get it, you will have instruction on how to make a copy, a detailed instruction of how to make a copy. And if you have any question, please again drop in the comment below, and I will answer as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.